Hi there! So in this short video essay for my microbiology class, we are going to be talking about the life cycle of the Plasmodium parasite. Now, the Plasmodium parasite is the parasitic infection that causes malaria, which is transmitted by mosquitoes. So in this little diagram, hopefully you can see everything really well. It is very loosely based off of the diagram by the CDC. But it starts out with an infected mosquito. A specific mosquito, the Anopheles mosquito, will bite a human, and it will inject the sporozoites through its saliva into the host. Now, these sporozoites end up moving into the liver, where they will start infecting the liver cells. And this is part of the exoerythrocytic cycle. So once the sporozoites travel to the liver and infect the liver cell, a schizen is formed, and that's basically just a collection of these infected cells. And eventually the schizen is going to rupture, where it releases the merozoites into the bloodstream. So this is the schizen, and this is when the schizen ruptures, and it's just releasing all those parasitic cells into the bloodstream, where it's going to the red blood cells. And this starts the erythrocytic cycle. So the parasitic cell invades the red blood cells, where it matures into a trophozoite and makes more schizants. And then these schizants rupture, releasing more of these parasitic cells to invade even more blood cells. And as you can see with the erythrocytic cycle, it's just a big cycle that just continues and continues and continues. Now, not every single one of these trophozoites are just going to hang around in a schizant and wait to rupture and invade more cells. Some of them, as you can see, are going to mature into gametes, and they will become both male and female gametes. And eventually a non-infected mosquito will bite that human host and will ingest all of those parasitic cells, and this is when we come to the sporogenic cycle. And this is the cycle that takes place inside of the infected mosquito's stomach. So what happens when the non-infected mosquito ingests the infected blood? The reproduction of the gametes occurs in the female mosquito's gut, where an oocyst will be formed, and eventually that oocyst, kind of like a schizant it will rupture, and then all of those parasitic cells are going to move into the salivary glands of the mosquito, and then that mosquito is going to go bite somebody, and it's going to start the whole cycle all over again. So, but don't freak out, because not every single mosquito is, going to transmit the malaria parasite. It's only a specific type of mosquito. But some common signs and symptoms of malaria include a fever, flu-like symptoms such as shaking, chills, headache, muscle aches, tiredness. You could have some nausea, vomiting, diarrhea. You could also get some anemia and show signs of jaundice, and that's actually because of all the lost red blood cells due to that parasitic infection. Now, those are just the mild symptoms. It could be a much more severe infection that you have, and that can lead to kidney failure, seizures, mental confusion, coma, and even death. So the onset of malarial symptoms is typically 10 days to 4 weeks after you've been bitten by the infected mosquito, but there are some exceptions to that. Sometimes some people will get sick as soon as 7 days after they've been bitten. Some people don't get sick for a whole year after they've been bitten. Two specific types, the P. vivax and P. ovale, they can remain dormant in the liver for several months and actually up to 4 years. So if you have that type of a malarial infection, you can actually relapse, because those cells will stay dormant in your liver, and then they will become activated, like I said, up to 4 years later, and you could start showing signs and symptoms of malaria again, even without having been bitten again by a malaria infected mosquito. But that is just, a little bit of information about the Plasmodium parasite. Thank you for watching.